Okay, hang on just a second, everybody. I'll be right back. Okay, okay. Sorry about that. There, I would just shut the thing down and start it over again, but I already sent the link out to everybody. So yeah, I don't know if anybody showed up in here and was like, "Hey, what's going on?" and left. But hopefully some of y'all come back. There, man. I get ready to get started. That's when I get a phone call. There. That's one. That's one disadvantage about trying to, it's a surprise live stream, but doing this in the daytime, everybody calling and stuff like that. That's now you see. Now you see one reason why, and it may be the same with Egypt, but why a lot of time when we do these streams, it be in the evening time or at the most early in the morning. Like I say, sometimes we do come out in the day, but it's very rare because, like I say again, a lot of people say people call unexpectedly there that act want to holler at you and ask you stuff there. So yeah, or sometimes something important there, but yeah. So, all right, let me. All right, so anyway, we're here. Like I say we're gonna continue with this right here there, and like I say, the what we started Saturday night. Would have finished this Sunday night, but I wanted to get the weekly update out the way because, like I say, that was a little shorter and time in my, I just got off of workplace, so I figured it'd be easier for me to do the weekly update, to have that and do this today, where I'm, more energized and everything now. So yeah, so yeah, so okay, so we started. Just a little recap for anybody who hadn't seen the first part yet and you're tuned into this. There, I would definitely recommend you see that before you look at this. But anyway, just in case, say again, after defeating Shay Rio, Gabe gets a message from beyond space in another dimension that is enslaved by a by an evil dark organization. This leads him, along with his friends and family, on a daring quest to rescue an angelic princess with the power to unleash a warrior that will free this dimension. But they, but will they get there in time, or will the organization destroy them along with our universe there? So find out this exciting story. And as I said in the last stream, be sure to check out Washing the Road, which, like I say, never did get wrote, never did get written there like I was planning to back when I was writing these. But what it was gonna be about, it was gonna involve like a possessed washing machine or something like that, and some. Yeah, I think it was gonna be. I think it was gonna be more of a Johnson and Diana type focus story. Yes. Yeah. So in the first half, yeah, we introduced to, of course, this character right here on the cover, Diana, who is more so known by the name Taikari in my later works like Brown Chronicles and the upcoming Yumiko series. Might even make a possible appearance in the Supreme Star Striker series because, like I say, they're both connected in the same universe there. So yeah, it is. There's some possibilities of of appearances in either series, but more so Yumiko because her connection with Hiko there. So uh, yeah, but in this one, yeah, Tiana with Johnson Gabriel Douglas there. So yeah, so let's go to where we left off here. Going to get right into this. So yeah, like I say, before any other, so hopefully no other interruptions occur until I finish this. I'm just saying. I know, like I say, I understand. Things, you know, happening and stuff like that. But yeah, give me just this time to finish this there. Like I say, and then that way, Saturday when I live stream, it will be the starting from the anniversary book, and of course, we still gonna have the Bible reading live stream, which will be between 8 and 8:30. That way, any phone calls and stuff like that will already be on the surface. Yeah, probably shouldn't be at least not from what I just got today there. It's kind of personal there, but yeah, calls like that at least will be done already, came and went there. So that way, yeah, usually anybody that contacts me after that time, like 8 o'clock, usually be like maybe if, maybe me or EJ holler at each other or Casey or yeah, something like that, perhaps possibly my mom, depending on what it is there. Um, I say it's kind of rare, but sometimes that. But yeah, other like really important personal calls, yeah, usually would have been an already occurred like right now that we're doing this. Yeah, that's why. So yeah, that's why it'd be kind of risky doing it at this point in time as opposed to later in the evening now. And also, yeah, think about this too. Not everybody, but a lot of people do be at work during the day hours there, majority of them. So, yeah, that's kind of another risk of a risk of why a lot of live streams probably do take place in the evening in general, because if you're trying to catch the majority of people that be getting off like, those 9 to 5 and type jobs and stuff like that. Yeah. So here we are, chapter 6, the dimensional chaos. Okay. Novisha landed on the planet Wildon with Tiana. So Wildon is actually mentioned, and I noticed in here, I spelled it differently than I've been spelling it lately. Wildon. I've been spelling it with two D's lately, so probably going to keep it the way I've been spelling it recently. But yeah, this is the first time that Wildon is first mentioned here. Uh, so Novi, so this is the planet Wildon, said Novisha. This is where we'll find the 4 remaining animal orbs in order to find the Great Warrior. What about the humans that have to release the animals inside? Said Diana. Once we find the orb, began Novisha, your special power inside of you will unlock, allowing them to come to you. Egog and Meanwhile, Egog and Agog found the teleporter beam and went into it, which sent them into the other dimension. Everyone was amazed as they looked out the windows for a moment. Now, it's what I call seeing the bigger picture, said Big Papa. Just when you think you've seen it all, say Granny, say, honey, I got news for you, said Monica. You ain't ever gonna see it all. I got that right, said Mai, and I've seen a lot. Like, I noticed some familiar planets from our dimension, like Mars and Pluto, said Sakura. They are, said Agog. But this dimension is a lot different than yours, said Egog. Does that mean you got Martians in this dimension? Said Ty. And other aliens like Mercurians and Plutonians, asked Gabe. They, yes, there are, said Krog. And is the moon made of cheese? Said Axay. Really? Moon made of cheese? Are you kidding me? Mhm. Oh boy. This is actually a real shot. I think from a trip to the zoo that we took at some point. Either when me and Christina went to the zoo, or when I went with my folks years ago as a kid or something like that. But this is a shot from there, kind of just sort of like a feel and everything. Since Wild is supposed to be inhabited by a bunch of different animals there. Then we got I think this is supposed to be the Mercurians, the Martians, and the Plutonians there. Yeah, so yeah, you sort of notice notice they all look kind of similar there. Yeah, I think what I just did, I just I think what I did was I copied the same drawing I made 3 times and just gave each one a different color. So sort of cheated a little bit there, but you get the idea there. Everyone groaned, shaking their heads as Sakura popped him across the head and asked him, "How would that even be logical?" Yeah, really. A planet made of cheese. Hey, about as logical as it raining ketchup in space, said GJ, looking out the window again. Diana and Monica rolled their eyes, and Diana said, "Junior, dear, please, this isn't the time to be silly." Big Papa and Kai looked out the window too, and Kai said, "No, he's right. It's really raining ketchup out there." Say, "All we need is some mustard and wieners, and we can make some hot dogs," said Big Papa. "Or chili for chili dogs," exclaims Zach. "Really, Dad?" Hey, said Sakura. "Tell me you're not serious," asked Mike. "Oh, Lord have mercy." "Yeah, I know," said Zay. "Nachos would be better." "Or corn dogs," said Jamie. Everyone groaned, and then the Phineas noticed the windows, and Krog said, "I believe the illogical is logical at the moment." Everyone looked at Krog confused and said, "What?" And they noticed that there was mustard and ketchup raining outside. Yeah, silly as that sounds, this input in the story was actually from a I want to say a dream I had or something I actually had randomly made up one time, but I think it was a dream back in elementary where, and I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I really should, like I say, I don't know when I'm going to get to see it, but at some point I really want to, I really got to look at the Star Wars movies, like from the very beginning there. But I actually did see one Star Wars movie in high school that came out in the theater that involved Anakin Skywalker. So but I've heard a lot about Star Strike. I mean Star Wars, Star Wars. I'm sorry. I've heard a lot about Star Wars outside of the one movie I saw. Yeah, because trust me, just like Pokemon, Star Wars was everywhere. I mean, the hard poke. There's a I now I'm not exactly sure which you would probably say would be the most popular because I think a lot of that just depends on what people are into. But yeah, but just like Pokemon, yeah, Star Wars obviously and was real popular and still possibly is because like I say, they've had new movies come out and stuff like that people have talked a lot about. And of course, a lot of people talk about the old ones there, with Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker before he became the Joker and the Batman. And I am your father. No, So yeah, so about the ketchup and mustard thing, in my dream, I actually I was in a Star Wars fantasy, in a spaceship and everything, and with one of my old church members that I had a crush on back then, and I contacted them in the dream, said, "Hey, turn on your windshield wipers. It's raining ketchup and mustard." It literally was ketchup and mustard raining in outer space. Don't ask. So I just put it in there because, like I say, because of what I remember from that dream. Now, so after all, this series is called "The Mysterious Adventures of Reality and Imagination." So yeah, dreams would kind of be included in that there, much like Yumiko being imagination and dreams. Okay, so talk about say rain. They noticed everybody noticed mustard raining with the ketchup. Talk about a messy situation, said Gabe, noticing the ketchup and mustard smearing the windows. I'm I'm activating the molecular cleanser, said Krog. Egog, prepare to raise the shields. I'm on it, said Egog. The molecular cleanser cleaned the mustard and ketchup off the windows. The shield prevented any more from getting on the windows. And then a red alert went off. What's going on? Asked Gabe. It's Creon's ship. Everyone looked and saw a spaceship that looked like a crab approaching them. Oh dear. They prepare for battle, everyone, said Krog. On that note, a spaceship battle began, with lasers firing rapidly during the battle. Multiple black holes and warps started opening everywhere, causing the ships to disappear and reappear randomly. Wow. I guess this may possibly be my way of covering up the whole how you have two spaceships in a battle. Why for some reason sometimes they be missing each other there. And then of course you got to do that shaky cam to like the ship gets hit. Whoa, oh, 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 my bad there. I think I shook my spotlight off there. So he's like, raise and shake that camera some more for dramatic effect. Yeah, like that there. I ain't gonna shake it too much more. I don't want to knock my light out again. So there's the spaceship here. It's the Creon. They yeah they what they say the Creon ship. Say, and there's the fight between them and of course the Finian ship there. Froghead and the crab. Yep. Chapter 7. While that's going on, Tiana's special power. Novisha and Tiana searched the planet while done high and low for the animal orbs in the middle of for the animal orbs. In the middle of their search, they heard some low growling. They were not alone. What's going on? What's going on, Novisha? Asked Tiana. Okay. Novisha explained the animal inhabitants of this planet have been affected with a virus that will not only kill them in a matter of time, but it also has made their aggression level extremely high. Unless they are cured, they could attack us at any minute. They were surrounded by some of the animals. How are we going to cure them? Asked Diana. You must concentrate and unleash your special abilities, said Novisha. Suddenly, the lion, cheetah, and tiger charged at Tiana to attack. Tiana was real nervous at first, but she quickly remembered the part of her story that she hadn't wrote yet. Oh, part the unwritten part. That sounds familiar. It involved her being able to communicate with the animals in their mind, allowing them to control the aggression. She held out her hands and closed her eyes to concentrate. Just as the attacking trio had gotten within an inch of her, they stopped. Then a halo appeared over her head, over Tiana's head. An angel wing sprouted from her back. After that, an aura was emitted from her, calming the animals as a woman's voice spoke through her, saying, "There is no need to be frightened. I am the Angel Princess who has come to save this dimension from its oppressors by bringing forth the great warrior to free this planet of the virus contaminating it." Mm. So got the yeah, and these all, I think these pictures are also from the zoo. Yeah. Like I say, I'm not sure which, because we've been to the zoo more than, because like I say, I know my wife and I've been to the zoo, and like I said, my folk growing up, we've gone to the zoo quite a few times with my family and stuff there. So at some, so yeah, that's where these pictures come from. One of those trips, and there's Tatiana as the Angel Princess there. Yeah. And of course, another picture from there of a female lion and some mystic orbs. They, yeah, right there. The other orbs here. The animals bowed in respect, and several other animals entered the area and did the same. The angel princess smiled at them, and the queen lion said, "On be on behalf of all of the Wildon citizens here, please allow us to assist you by giving you the orbs you need for the great warrior." On that note, the eagles flew off at super speed, and in a few minutes they came back with the four remaining orbs and gave them to the angel princess. Once she received them, she held them toward the sky, and in a flash of light, she vanished alongside with Novisha. Chapter 8, An Angelic Rescue. During the spaceship battle, Finian's shield became damaged, and Creon beamed some of his soldiers aboard their ship to attack the crew from the inside. Oh boy. It's almost like the Decepticons invading the Autobot ship. Decepticons attack! Security Security breach, shouted Krog. He saw us as soldiers on screen. "I'm activating the emergency defense system." Hey, everyone else, follow me to the weapons room to suit up. Everyone did as Agog ordered. Once they got to the weapons room, they equipped themselves with light energy swords, blaster gloves, laser goggles, and energy shields. Light energy swords, like lightsabers. Yeah, sort of making me think of a few times that I have, again, like I say, because Star Wars was everywhere. Even if you didn't see the movie, you still was gonna know about Star Wars because it was in your face everywhere you went. Not saying that's a bad thing now, but yeah, only thing that I consider a bad thing is that I haven't seen any of the other movies except the one I saw. Yeah, and you're like, "Wait, you ain't seen Star Wars, game? Where have you been?" Like, "I'm sorry." Yeah, it's so, because yeah, like I say, I guess the other stuff that like that I like Power Rangers, the Pokemon and stuff like that. I'm so, I guess I've watched it so much that yeah, I didn't, because I know mostly I know they probably had series and stuff like that, but most of the thing I've heard from Star Wars, aside from the people talking about it and internet and toys and stuff like that, is basically the movies there. So yeah, I guess it's too. Yeah, maybe if it came on like Kiss WB or something, I probably would have more likely to see it more so back then. Yeah. And now we return to Star Wars, the series, which I think they did have one, but it was on cable though. Yeah, they never. Yeah, so most of what I watched growing up was on the regular stations there. Only time I saw the cable was whenever I went over to Granny Big Papa's house. So yeah, yep. So woo. So everyone, all right. So went to the weapons room to suit up. Everyone else did as Agog ordered. Hey, so they got all this stuff. Then they went into battle with the soldiers. They did well at first. But then the ship blacked out, and for a while, no one could see anything. After that, after the blackout, Gabe, Sakura, Zay, Ty, and Agog were missing. And the soldiers were gone too. Jamie and the parents quickly ran back to the control room, very worried. They became even more worried they, when they arrived and noticed Korg, Korg, and Egog were missing, and there was no one to control the ship. Incoming transmission, said the ship's computer. So there was a okay. So yeah, Gabe. Okay, so Gabe, Sakura, Zay, Ty, and Agog. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so Agog were missing. And they were incoming transmission. The ship's computer said. On that note, Creon himself appeared on the monitor. Say, greetings, greetings, you annoying, pathetic earthling nuisance. Who are you? Asked Diana. Say, I am Creon, the leader of the Terracon group. We are a superior mechanical race, beyond you and the rest of your organic life forms. Where's our children and the Finians? Said Monica and Jamie. I'm afraid they're a bit tied up at the moment, said Creon, showing Gabe, Sakura, Zay, Ty, and the Finians unconscious and tied up to the wall. Well, untie them now, demanded GJ. Yeah, or else you'll be sorry, Buster, exclaims that. Creon just laughed. I find your threats amusing. Granny took out her baseball bat. Well, she still got that bat. Let's see how amusing you find it when I bat you upside the head. Suddenly, a lavender beam of light appeared, blinding everyone, and engulfed the two ships in it. Gabe, Sakura, Zaytai, and the Finians woke up and were released from their chains as Novisha and the Angel Princess appeared to beam them out of Creon's ship. Oh, so now, chapter 9, the chosen ones for the orbs. Gabe, Sakura, Sakura, Zayd, and Ty, along with their parents, Jamie and the Finians, were sent to an abandoned steel mill on the planet Phineas. The half-wing jewel necklace around Gabe's neck glowed and vibrated, which caused him to awaken. He looked around, noticing everyone else unconscious. Huh. Okay, that's weird. Light went out. It's weird. As I was saying. Okay. Anyway, looked around, noticed everybody unconscious. They with an unconscious Tiana on her back. Who are you? And is Tiana all right? Oh, Novisha appeared with an unconscious Tiana on her back. Who are you? And is Tiana all right? Asked Gabe. Novisha replied, I am Novisha, and I assure you Tiana is all right. Tiana's half-wing jewel necklace, half angel wing jewel necklace started to glow and vibrate, causing her to regain consciousness as she woke up. And she jumped up and ran to greet Gabe with a big hug. We got the angel wing jewel necklace. Hey, everything's okay for the moment. Then they noticed a lady who looked similar to Tiana entered. Tiana recognized the lady and said, You're the Angel Princess. That is correct, said Tiana. The Angel Princess from your story? Exclaimed Gabe. She sure is. It's good to see that everything is in place now, said the princess. So what does that mean? Questioned Gabe. Combine the angel wing jewel as one, and I'll explain, said the princess. Gabe and Tiana did as instructed, and when the jewel halves combined as one, the princess held out the 4 herbs. orbs she received later, and each one shined a ray of light towards Zay, Sakura, Ty, and Gabe. Novisha fired a ray of light at Tiana as well. Moments later, Zay, Ty, and Sakura woke up and noticed they were wearing different colored suits with different animal emblems and helmets. Zay's suit was a mix between an emerald and moss green with a gorilla helmet and emblem. Okay. Ty's suit was a navy blue with an ox helmet and emblem. Sakura's was a bronze and golden yellow with an eagle helmet emblem. Tiana and Gabe wore similar suits as well. Tiana's was a soft and light lavender with a unicorn helmet and emblem, and Gabe's was a red and orange with a lion helmet and emblem. So we got the Angel Princess, if y'all can see that there, another light, yeah. Got the ring light maybe kind of, yeah, shining a bit on it. We got the orbs and the angel and the jewel there. And the 5 warriors. Yep. I guess technically, I would say, yeah, similar to Power Ranger, but I think it would be more of, it seemed like it's more similar to Voltron, the way they're set up there. And these are the animals, of course, that they're about to bond with there. All right. The princess explained the 5 of you have been chosen to wield the power of the 5 animal warriors to unleash the great warrior whose name is Hitasu Nisuru, which means to unite. Then the 4 of the animals of and the 4 of then the 4 then 4 of the animal. Okay, make sure I'm reading this right. Then the 4 of animal Then the 4 of animal warriors appeared alongside Gabe, Sakura, Ty, and Zay. Novisha stood with Tiana, and the princess continued explaining. Tiana, your animal warrior is Novisha, the graceful lavender unicorn. She granted you the ability to move at the speed of light, and your weapons are 2 celestial horseshoe boomerangs. Sakura, your animal warrior is Zyron, the soaring sun phoenix. She has granted you the ability to fly and create fireballs, and your weapons are your talon gloves. Tyrone, your animal warrior is Boxon, the thundering ox. He has granted you the ability to create pure energy copies of yourself at will, and create sonic booms like thunder. Your weapon is the horned hammer. Zayden, your animal warrior is Sugoku. Sugoku, the mighty ape. He has granted you the ability of super strength, and your weapons are the iron knuckles. And Johnson, your animal warrior is Yukan, the courageous lion. He has granted you the power to endure extreme attack impacts and use the energy blast from it and fire it back at your enemies. Your weapons are sword and shield, of course. This is so cool, exclaimed Zay. We're like ancient heroes, added Ty. Can't argue with that, said Sakura. Well, one thing's for sure, said Gabe. With these powers, we'll be sure to conquer and reign victorious over our enemies. Diana thought about what Gabe said and instantly struck an idea. We could be called the Conquerors. Oh, I didn't even think about that there. Okay. Just like the warriors in the Bible, in the name of Jesus, we will conquer all. Gabe, Ty, Zay, and Sakura looked at Tiana and each other, taking a moment to think, and they agreed that the Conquerors was a great name for them. Well then, Conquerors, it's time for action, said the princess, like the Avengers. Might still use that there. I know in one of my Patreon only videos, definitely support us on Patreon so you can see it. called where I talk about the team, the superiors that Brownie and his friends will become in great detail. Yeah, superiors. So maybe, hmm, not sure what how would maybe wild on conquerors perhaps there. Hmm. Is that yeah maybe a little something to kind of spice it up a little bit. Hmm. Chapter 10: The battle for freedom begins. The conquerors charged into battle against the Terracon taskmasters in order to make their way to Creon's base. Stop them! Shouted one of the taskmasters, signaling the Terracon soldiers to attack. The animal warriors they instructed the conquerors how to use their powers. Tai they started off making multiple energy copies of himself. Sonic charge! And used his copies to charge at the soldiers at top speed and rammed them apart with his hammer, emitting a small sonic boom. Taskmasters fled in fear, but Tiana and Sakura didn't let them get away. Speeding strike! Exclaimed Tiana as she charged through the Taskmasters for multiple times. Impact made she made caused them to spring in the air. My turn, said Sakura. A flaming sun-like aura appeared around her as she extended her talons, and in her talon gloves she flew through the taskmasters in the air. Then she said, "Blazing Fury!" And on that note, Sakura slashed and burned the taskmasters to pieces and ashes. Security breach, said the Terragon Security Network. Deploying defense drones now. On the command, the Conquerors were surrounded by defense drones, which looked like the giant android crab from Gabe's dream earlier. Surrender to Creon now, said the drones. Diana took out her horseshoe boomerang and said, "Not today. Celestial horseshoe strike." So we got Tyon making his move there. And if y'all can make that out, Sakura's they call her burning what's it called? What's the blazing fury, yeah. Yeah, the power of the Phoenix there, if y'all can make it out there. Oh boy. And then, of course, here's some of the other attacks here. A horseshoe attack here. Zayden with his big, big giant fist and iron knuckles there. Almost kind of remind me of the pulverizer from the Hoop Squad in Static Shock. And then, of course, the shield and sword from of course, old Gabe there, Johnson. His powers there. The horseshoe boomerangs glowed as he threw them at the drones. They went through each drone at light speed in a circle and came back to Tiana. The drones shook angrily due to their systems being damaged. So now I found you at last. Everyone looked and saw the voice came from Creon. He wasn't alone. You must be Creon. That is correct, said Creon. Then let's say we end this quickly. They charged at Creon, increasing the size of his fists with the iron knuckles on them. Primal Iron Smasher! Before he could make contact, Creon fired a beam from his eyes that sent Zay flying and crashing into one of the drones. It exploded, and Gabe absorbed the impact into himself with his sword and shield to protect the others. Impressive, said Creon, but that's not enough. Then we'll give you more than enough, said Gabe. Conquerors attack! The Conquerors battled with Creon and his group members. Eventually, Zay got up from the rumble and noticed the drones had timers activating on them. He quickly realized that the drones would explode, and as fast as he could, he picked up all the drones and started throwing them as high as he could in the air, one at a time. As he did that, they exploded, catching everyone's attention, and Zay gave a look which he quickly understood what to do. Sakura, Tai, Diana, move away quickly. They did as instructed and used the remaining energy he had absorbed from the explosion to fire himself toward the exploding drones, absorb its impact into the sword, and fire it at Creon and his members. Backlash blades! Once the explosions cleared, the Conqueror saw Creon get up badly damaged. Oh, how dare you! They surround they surrounded him, and Gabe said, "It's over, Creon." Wait, I don't think so, said Creon. Then he emitted a force that knocked everyone back a few feet. After that, he absorbed all the damaged drones, members, soldiers, and taskmasters, and every Terracon member from all over the universe to became extremely huge. Everyone, the time has come, said the angel princess voice in the sky. Suddenly, a light blinded Creon. The angel wing jewel appeared along with the animal warriors. Everyone knew what to do. They infused themselves with the warriors and started to combine into Hitasu Nisoru. Yukan formed the body and head. Novisha formed the legs and feet. Say next, Sagoku formed the arms and hands. And after that, Zyron formed into wings and back armor, and finally Boxon formed into front armor and the helmet. There. So here he make my monster grow. Oh, we got something for you. Everybody get ready to combine there. Dun, dun, dun. Somebody actually told me that this kind of reminded them of Power Rangers Wild Force, because especially the lion there. Dun, 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 dun. And with all that, Hitasu Nisuru was formed, and Creon was able to see again what had happened. You kids are more persistent than I pursued. I will not let you defeat me. I'll crush you and remain ruler of this universe, along with all of the universes. The conquerors were able to speak from within Hitasu. That's where you're wrong, they said together. We will defeat you, and not only in your reign in this universe, but we'll make it so you don't enslave anyone ever again. We'll see about that, said Creon. On that note, Hitosu went into battle with Creon. It was tough at first, but eventually Creon was down for the count. Okay. It's time to end this, said the conquerors. They had Hitosu form a giant glowing sword, conquering slash, and in one strike of the sword, Creon was defeated, and the universe was free from his wrath. Gabe, Zaytai, and Sakura arrived back on Earth along with their parents, along with Tiana and Jamie. Tiana told everyone that after all that they went through, she wanted to be a part of the Conquerors by becoming Gabe's little sister. Gabe agreed, and she also mentioned that even though she still wants to have a professional singing career, right now she preferred to live a normal yet adventurous life with Gabe and his friends. And so for the Conquerors, there would be more adventures to come. Oh, yeah. All right, so yeah, show the final pictures here. Yeah, in the form of the Great Warrior. Dun 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 dun. And slash the enemy. No. Dun dun. Oh. And the final shot of all of them together, which was on the cover of the book there. Yep. So, ooh boy. And then, of course, there's a message where I was mentioning the likeness of some of the characters and everything there, especially with Tiffany. This actually was, let's see, according to the publication date, Okay, it's 20. Okay, don't have the date, just have the year. So I had this put out just in time for her birthday in August of 2015. There. Yeah, about this. So this been so this is 10 years old. There, this series here. That was just a picture of old Tiffany there next to the character. Yeah. So yeah. So probably yeah. So after, of course, we're cousins in real life, but in this universe, she became my character's adoptive sister. However, in Yumiko, yeah, they are going to be cousins, just like how me and Tiff are in real life. Which you'll find, which of course you'll find out why when she's introduced into the Yumiko series. There, hey, excuse me. So that's pretty much it. There, I'm gonna go on and wrap it up for now. There, so we got some other stuff we got to take care of, and also, yeah, that way you won't have to say for any other calls that might possibly come through here. Kind of, like I say, it's daytime. It's not the evening. So, yeah, go on and sign off for here. So, yeah, definitely make sure you get a like, share, and subscribe. Definitely get our available books. Definitely support us on that Patreon, just like Iceman Universe does, and also check out, show your support, check out his stuff and everything. Make stuff that he has going on his channel, full length reactions to Hey Arnold, Ed, and Eddie, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Naruto, One Piece, and Spy Family, and also support the Miracle Crew, yours truly, Queen Tina, Big Sis Casey, and of course EJ the Supreme. And just like you hang out with us here in the live stream, you can also hang out with us on Discord and on Facebook. And we can still do some stuff in the Macari app. And while that's there, a little early, but okay. But anyway, we'll see y'all in the next live stream, which more than likely will be the Bible reading. And also be on the lookout for more content to drop at some point. So till then, we'll see you guys later. Take care, everybody.